This is Game Night Live. WJBF Sports presents local high school football live in your living room each Friday night. Game Night Live is powered by McDonald's. I'm loving it. And now, your hosts, Ashley Brown and John Hart.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to WJBF Sports Game Night Live on a gorgeous night for high school football. We're at Midland Valley High School, where the Mustangs get set to take on a very talented Strom Thurmond Rebel squad. Joining me in the booth tonight, we've got some folks who made the trek up to Chicago and over into South Bend to watch Notre Dame and Georgia play this weekend. So John Hart and Matt Lane not with us. Joining us up in the booth in place of John Hart, we've got former North Augusta 2 Sports star and former Richmond Academy football coach. Now he is in the assistant principal's role over at Westside High School. Chris Hughes with us. How are you, Coach?
I'm good. I appreciate you guys having me. It's a beautiful night and a great setting for high school football.
It's just going to make you miss it even more, Coach.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, Coach Hughes, of course, former Richmond coach, and we were talking about it before the game. He said, yeah, he's missing some football, no doubt. Well, tonight we'll get a chance to see a talented bunch from Strom Thurmond. Midland Valley will have their hands full here on their home turf. Our entire crew, we've got Nathan Edwards, of course, doing our stats and some spotting for us. Down on the field, taking the place of Matt Lane tonight for our Augusta Auto Auction sideline reports. We've got Savannah Strom, so we'll be checking in with her. And by the way, she's a Midland Valley grad. Graduated way higher in her class than I did. I found that out today. Way higher in her class than I did. All right, we've got Coach Hughes. We've got you were here when Strom Thurmond came out, and you were talking about how impressive this team looked.
Yeah, Strom Thurmond has some really good-looking kids. You know, they have a tradition of being a power in our area, and you know, this year they're off to a great start like usual. They're going to be a tough team, and Midland Valley, you know, is a young team trying to get on the winning track. So playing at home, I know they're going to come out with a lot of passion, a lot of fire. This should be a good football game.
Absolutely, and yes, Strom Thurmond does have that great tradition, doing some homework for the game. 24 10-win seasons in the history of Strom Thurmond football, and, of course, a couple of state titles. Midland Valley, just one season where they had double digits in wins, but that season they went all the way to the state championship just a couple of years ago, led by a talented quarterback named Daniel Carr. We'll hear more about that name later. He's graduated, but really left his mark on this school, one of the better all-around student-athletes we've had in this area in quite some time. You don't see it much, Coach. He was a 4-year starter in 2 sports, football and basketball.
That's tough to do, you know, with sports now. You train all year long, and it's tough for anybody to start 4 years in one sport, much less 2 sports. So, you know, he was just a tremendous athlete and did a lot for this community and a lot for this school.
Yeah, left his mark on the program, no doubt. And like I said, we'll hear more about him and some of the family ties to this program a little bit later. There you see Midland Valley and the blue tops trimmed in orange, the white helmets, white pants. They are the home team tonight. They come in with a record of 0-2, looking to snap that. They have struggled defensively, giving up 45 points per game. They'll be taking on a Strom Thurmond team that's unbeaten at 2-0. The opposite. They've only given up 6 points a game, beating their opponents by an average of 30 points per contest in the first 2. And we'll get to the keys to the game here in a moment, but looks like we are ready just about for the coin toss. There you see the captains for each team out in the middle of the field.
All right, guys.
So we will send it down on the field for our coin toss for tonight's big matchup.
All right, guys, we're going to have a great game tonight. We're going to emphasize sportsmanship. I want you to tell your teammates to do their talking with their pads, okay? All right. Strom Thurmond, we're going to refer to you tonight as the white team. Midland Valley, we're going to refer to you tonight as the blue team. If I need a white captain or a blue captain, I want one of you gentlemen to step forward and we'll talk about our options, okay? Again, I'm Mr. Gibson, our referee. Other officials for this evening are Mr. Biles, Mr. Marchant, Mr. Burkett, and Mr. Hewitt. Mr. Hewitt stepping forward for our coin toss. Gentlemen, tonight is our coin. This is a weekend of champions, is the heads, and that is a tails. Strom Thurmond, you're the visitor. Would you like to call heads or tails? Loud.
Calls a tail.
He calls a tails. And it is a heads. You want to receive, I'm certain. You want to defend the scoreboard. You put your back right around there. You put your back right around here. Gentlemen, shake hands. Let's have a great game.
So there you go. Strom Thurmond will get the football first. Midland Valley won the toss but elected to get the ball in the second half. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, some keys to the game, and we'll kick it off as Midland Valley hosts Strom Thurmond here on WJBF Sports Game Night Live. And we are back on a gorgeous night for football here in the Valley. Midland Valley, the Mustangs, on their home turf, playing host to Strom Thurmond, a team that really took it to them last year, led by star quarterback Tyrese Nick. And I know, Coach Hughes, you didn't see that game with us, but you got a chance to see Tyrese Nick against North Augusta. He was spectacular. A big shoes to fill tonight for the sophomore quarterback for Strom Thurmond.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of weapons around him. You know, he's got a pretty good running back and wide receiver to use. So, they've been scoring a lot of points. They've been real successful offensively.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to be Strom Thurmond on offense. Let's get a look at tonight's keys to the game. Brought to you by Ford. And protect the football for Strom Thurmond. They have the better athletes. If you don't turn it over, you got a good chance to win. And also pressure the quarterback on the other side of things. Really put some pressure on Tanner White. For Midland Valley, strike quick. Get this crowd into the game against a very good Strom Thurmond team. And also force Strom Thurmond to pass the ball. Pack it in. Make them beat you through the air. And I mentioned the young sophomore quarterback. There's Jaquan Harris in his shotgun. He hands it off to Edwards on first down. And Jaquan Edwards, last year known as a linebacker, but they've moved him over to the tailback spot, and he's been spectacular, Coach, in the first two games, over 300 yards.
Well, he's just a big, powerful runner, runs downhill. Midland Valley's going to have their hands full with him, and Midland Valley wants to get off to a quick start defensively with this high-powered Strom Thurmond offense. The only way they're going to stay in the game is to keep it a low-scoring type affair.
Yeah, 36 carries, 310 yards, and 5 touchdowns for Edwards in the first two Strom Thurmond games. And the colleges are taking note. We'll get to that in a little bit, some of the recruiting information on Edwards and a few other players. So Strom, second down and about 3. Harris is going to throw it. Now he's going to scramble. And kind of zigzagged his way for a gain of about 1 or 2. And he wears the same number as Nick, but not quite as decisive a runner as a sophomore as Nick was last year as a senior.
Well, Midland Valley got a lot of pressure on the ball that time and forced him out of the pocket. And that's what they're going to have to do to try to slow down this offense. And, this is a big third down, try to get off the field here for Midland Valley. Yeah,
this will be a big boost to the confidence of the Mustangs defense, who have really struggled coming into tonight. They have really started with a tough schedule the first 3 games. Counting tonight, of course, man in motion for Thurmond. And they hand it off, and Edwards is going to have the first down by about 1 yard. He got hit right at the line of scrimmage, but he was able to drag his way forward for the first down. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight. Strom Thurmond's offense, we mentioned the sophomore Jaquan Harris. Jaquan Edwards wears number 30. He's really the key, the running back. And also Tyreek Williams, number 13, a spectacular wide receiver and athlete. There you see the lineman up front, Big Charles McCoy, Jr., one of the leaders there. Chris Price at left tackle. Now it's Harris to throw, looking downfield. Airs it out, got a man. Oh, and it was almost a Willie Mays-style basket catch over the shoulder there.
That was a great throw by the quarterback. The only person who could have caught it was his wide receiver. So, they're going to test this secondary and test him early. That was a great throw. Tyreek Williams on the other side is a player to watch. He's probably one of the better athletes in the area, best-looking specimen in the area. And, he's going to be a dangerous player.
There's the Midland Valley defense, and keep an eye right there in the middle. Number 45, a freshman starting at linebacker. This is going to be a test for him tonight against a very good team and a very good blocking team and Strom Thurmond. And then the secondary also very young. They mixed 3 sophomores in with 3 seniors. Raekwon Jackson, number 4, probably the most talented player. They hand it off on a little jet sweep, and I believe that was number 2 on the carry. That's Holloway.
And Midland Valley did another good job of flowing to the ball. They started off playing well defensively. This is a big third down for them, 3rd and 4, to try to get off the field here and get the ball for their offense and see if they can eat some clock and get some yardage and flip the field on them.
Yeah, they haven't given up the big play just yet, but they need to step up with a play here and maybe stop this drive. Let's see if they can do it. It is 3rd down and just shy of 5 yards. And Harris looking to throw, and he's in trouble. Oh, and he's sacked for a big loss.
Tyrese Washington came off the edge out from his linebacker spot and blitzed from the outside linebacker spot, and he went untouched and made a great play on the quarterback.
Tyrese Washington, the right outside linebacker, kind of flip-flop sides there, and boy, what a big hit on the quarterback. Yeah, he just blew right past the tackle. And as Nathan Edwards is pointing out, right before the play, Coach, I don't know if you caught it, they did run in a new player at that right tackle, and he was not prepared there as Washington blows right by him. So big stop for the Mustangs. Lawson Reel, one of the better punters and place kickers in the area, to punt it for Thurmond, and it is a beaut. All the way down inside the 15, touched it around the 13-yard line, and that's where Midland Valley will get it. But a good stop and a good confidence builder, Coach, for the Midland Valley defense.
It is. They've been giving up a lot of yards and a lot of points early in the season, and to, stop them and get the ball for their offense, just to get a little bit of confidence early against a strong Strom Thurmond offense, has to help them, throughout the game.
No doubt about it. Ashley Brown, Chris Hughes, Nathan Edwards in the booth. We'll be checking in throughout the night with Savannah Strom down on the field. And let's get a look at tonight's starters for the Midland Valley Mustangs. Midland Valley there's a look at, that's the defense there. We'll get the offense up here in just a moment. Tanner White is the quarterback. He wears number 2. And he's in a shotgun in this spread offense. And he's going to come out throwing. He's in trouble, and he's pressured by Moore, and he's ended up being hit by another player, but the pressure initially was Trey Moore. And, Coach, we saw him last year against North Augusta, and it was one of the better defensive performances I saw all year by an individual.
Yeah, Trey Moore was really impressive last year, and he started off this year well. He's one of the better defensive players in the area. He's already getting some colleges, D1 colleges, looking at him, and he's committed actually to Georgia State, so he's got a bright future ahead of him.
No doubt. He really, really was in the backfield for North Augusta. He made a costly mental error late in that game, and I'm sure that's something he wants to redeem himself a little for. But he played spectacularally in both the games where we saw him last year. Tanner White hands that off, but nowhere to go, and Moore was in there along with number 26, A.J. Valentine, and Valentine's another key returnee off last year's defense. They lost some players, but they brought back Valentine and Moore. And also keep an eye, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Jaquan Edwards over there too. He was one of their top linebackers last year, and also Tyreek Wilson as well, Williams. He is on defense as well, even though he's not listed technically as a starter. We'll see him a lot on that defense. 77, Trey Moore is the player we were talking about at defensive end. They're going to roll White out, throws it. It is complete out into the flats to about the 20. It is going to be short of the first down by about 2 yards maybe 3. So it will be 4th down, and Midland Valley's going to have to punt it away. And, the Strom Thurmond defense gets the stop, and now it looks like they're going to get great field position, Coach.
Yeah, they're going to be able to flip the field here. They should get good field position and for their offense, get the ball back quickly. But, that wasn't a bad series for Midland Valley. The quarterback sprinting him out, get him an easy throw to get him some confidence early against a good defense that Strom Thurmond has. So, Midland Valley's playing smart so far. Good
job by the Midland Valley punter to get that one off. Low snap. It will be great field position, though, for Strom Thurmond at about the 44 of Midland Valley. Strom Thurmond, a couple of state titles in their history, 1968 and 2005. And on that 2005 team, they were just a juggernaut offensively. And for Midland Valley, a couple of years ago, they almost made the run all the way and came up just shy, losing in the state championship game. Lost a lot of kids over the last 2 years to graduation, though. Have a new coach. And here's Edwards. He kind of broke it out to the outside and was able to pick up good yardage near the first down marker. And, Coach, last year, Andrew Jenkins was the offensive coordinator at Seneca, and he came in with, they produce a lot of points, a lot of yards, and he came in here this year. And it's tough, though, when you're coming in, you're facing a team that graduated 2 of the better players they've ever had at quarterback in the previous 2 years, and you're having to really replace a lot offensively. I'm sure Coach Jenkins is, trying to implement that game plan, but also he's got to work with the players he has as well.
Yeah, and they have a young team, and it'll take them a little while to get the system in, but things are positive for Midland Valley, and things are going to look up, and the kids are out here playing hard.
Well, and the community is behind them, and there's Edwards though on a big run up the middle, and then he broke it out to the right, so he's down around the 10-yard line. They are in the Augusta Technical College red zone, but the thing that's great, though, to see is this Midland Valley program with a lot of excitement. The fans are excited about the game. There was a big crowd when I got here tonight already at the game, and you didn't necessarily used to see that 10 years ago, and that's changed in recent years. Coach Rick Knight was a big part of that. Of course, some of the great players they had, Daniel Carr and company, and it's kind of sustained, even though this team might be young. They've got a good fan support behind them, no doubt. Here's Edwards again, just running hard, dragging defenders inside the 6 to about the 5-yard line.
Well, on the second possession, AB, the line for Strom Thurmond is just dominating the line of scrimmage. As you can see on every play, they're pushing the Midland Valley defensive front back 2 or 3 yards and getting what they want. So, Midland Valley's going to have to change it up and use some blitzes and kind of be creative on defense to try to slow down this attack.
Let's see right now. They're trying to hold them out of the end zone. It's ball spotted just at the 5-yard line. There's a timeout on the field, a Napleton Infinity of Augusta timeout. We'll take it with them. Right now we're scoreless, but Strom Thurmond knocking on the door here on WJBF Sports Game Night Live. We'll be right back. And we're back, WJBF Sports Game Night Live. Strom Thurmond with the football at the 5-yard line of Midland Valley. And this time it's Williams right up the middle, and Coach Hughes just pointed out he's one of the best athletes in the area, Tyreek Williams, with the Wildcat, for lack of a better term, offense. He took the snap, faked it, and kept it himself, Coach. Yeah, and he almost went untouched into the end zone. That Wildcat in that tight formation, that's going to be hard for Midland Valley to stop, especially a big, tough runner like Williams. He's got offers from Georgia State and Mercer, interest from Appalachian State. And now it's our GMC, Georgia Military College Kicks for College. All of our kicks all year, sponsored by the folks at Georgia Military College. And that one's good from Lawson Reel, one of the better kickers in the area. And Strom Thurmond, they didn't strike on the first offensive possession, but they make the second one count. And they lead at 7-0 here over Midland Valley. Got a lot of good games in the area tonight. We did have a few games canceled, though, due to the inclement weather and the influx of evacuees. We had Augusta Prep's game canceled. The team they were playing did not want to travel here. Same thing happened to Thompson. It happened kind of late in the day for the Bulldogs. From what we hear, Pace Academy decided not to travel as well, and that's always tough, Coach. You're trying to make the right decision. You're not going to make everybody happy. The most important thing is to keep the kids safe, obviously, and you also want to do what's right for the community if they've got evacuees coming in and using their facilities. And it's tough, though. It's a tough situation because, a lot of communities and a lot of teams, they rely on that gate money or concession money to make it through the year. But you're right. You have to do what's best for the kids and best for the people that are traveling. And, Pace felt like it was in their best interest not to come down to Thompson. So I'm sure Thompson wanted the ball game, but, they have to do what's best. All right, that ball is going to be caught at the 31. The return man, though, went backwards, and he's going to be thrown for a loss. And definitely what you don't want to do is go backwards, and on that possession, the return man did that. But, boy, Strom Thurmond was right there as well. But you're right, it's because, I don't know if there's a bigger gate around than Thompson also. You think about it, their home games, the whole community's there. But it is tough, but you got to do what's right for the community. And we're in a situation where we've got some of our local schools. I know Richmond County is going to be closed Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Columbia County schools are closed on Monday, and they're taking a wait-and-see approach for Tuesday and Wednesday. And, again, not necessarily because of the weather we're going to have, but because of all the evacuees. And I-20 westbound from South Carolina going towards Atlanta was bumper to bumper on my way to the game here. And the ball caught out in the flat, so nice offensive play there for Midland Valley. Yeah, that's another good throw by Tanner White. That's 2 good throws he's made so far on his first 2 passes. So, he's got a little something going here. Yeah. And Midland Valley can keep it up and get some momentum to, march down the field here. Good throw and a good catch by Will Sheehan as they pick up good positive yardage on first down. That's always a plus. And they're in that shotgun again. They're going to throw it. That one's batted up into the air, and good job by the quarterback to shield the defensive player from catching that ball. So Midland Valley dodged a bullet there as that ball was batted up into the air. Yeah, they're very lucky a defender did not catch it because he would have had 6 points. Good look at the crowd on hand.
This is a great facility and you know, just a great atmosphere to watch a high school football game here in Midland Valley.
The ball was batted down. Great shot by our camera crew on the instant replay. It was number 12 who got it, Justin Williams, a sophomore. This time scrambling, running for his life is White, and he's going to keep it. And, boy, good play by White. How about that hard-nosed running, Coach?
That's pretty impressive. Tanner White took it on his own. He had a lot of pressure on the backside and had to take off running, and a good hard run got him the first down. That's a really impressive run.
Sometimes you see guys expecting the hit, especially young quarterbacks, expecting that hit, and they go down a little bit. Not him. He was fighting for the first down and was able to get it.
The outside linebacker, Deshaun Miles, came off the edge and forced him out of the pocket, and then he had no choice but to take off running and made a good run.
So first down for Midland Valley. Man in motion. White's going to throw the little screen pass again. And, oh, man, that was very reminiscent of our first ever Augusta Payne Center hit of the game years ago. It was against Richmond Academy. Jabari Nelson from Evans, a screen pass where he caught a big hit, and that play looked very similar. Maybe a nominee for tonight's Augusta Payne Center hit of the game there.
Yeah, we remember that one vividly. We saw it a lot on the replays, and we saw it a lot on the post-award shows.
I was going to say, at the award show, I was like, oh, that's got to be tough on the guy. You know, and then this year, we have already had so many big hits, not just in our games, but in watching the highlights on Football Friday night. There have been so many big hits this year. And there's a throw across the middle, a little overthrown. You know, we were talking about it, too. They've changed some of the rules to try and protect guys this year. You're no longer allowed to kick down on the ball, to pop it right up in the air on onside kicks. The kind of, not necessarily crackback block, but a blind block on like an interception. You know, you're not allowed to, clean that guy's clock anymore. You know, they call that. It's basically considering him a defenseless receiver almost. So they've changed some rules, really trying to make it safer for the kids. And I completely understand that. You know, as a football lover, I want to keep the game as close as we can to what it's always been, but I do understand you got to keep the kids safe, and in this day and age, that's something you got to watch. But a lot of clean hits, though, and we saw a bunch of them in the last couple of games. Here's a throw, and it's picked off. Ball underthrown, intercepted. That is number 17. That's Trey Key, and Key, the sophomore safety, is going to run it back inside the 15-yard line of Midland Valley, and, Coach, he just left that one up in the air a little too long.
Yeah, and this Thurmond defense is so fast and so big and strong, and you can't make errant throws like that or you'll pay. And, Midland Valley's in a little bit of trouble now. They're going to have to buckle down and try to hold them to 3 here.
Yeah, just underthrew the receiver. Plus, there was, several white jerseys around the receiver. Trey Key, a couple of sophomores on that series making big plays. Trey Key with the interception and the big block on the pass earlier by Justin Williams. And that's right, they're already in the Augusta Technical College red zone. And Jaquan Harris, the quarterback, a lot of weapons at his disposal. He hands it to one of the best ones, Jaquan Edwards, right up the middle. Boy, Edwards just shredding through the defense for a pretty easy touchdown there. And Strom Thurmond, 2 quick scores here after not scoring on that first possession. And I tell you, Jaquan Edwards, he's probably thinking, Coach, I should have been running back all along. Forget that linebacker stuff.
He's definitely a good one, and as you can see, he's put together, and he's a hard runner and hard to tackle. So, he's doing really well for Thurmond. But right now, they're just dominating the line of scrimmage, AB. They're
that's
pushing them back.
We see Edwards and we see Williams, but you being the coach's eye, you're focused on what the key is, and that offensive line's really blowing them off the ball. As Lawson Reel knocks it down, so it's 14-0. We'll take a break and be back with more. Strom Thurmond off to a great start tonight on the road at Midland Valley. All right, we're back here at Midland Valley High School where Strom Thurmond capitalizes on the turnover from the Mustangs, and they turned it into points on the very first offensive play with a Jaquan Edwards touchdown run. So Edwards and Williams, the two highly coveted recruits, have both gotten into the end zone for the Rebels tonight as they try to go to 3-0, and they're off to a good start. Short kick, and it is going to be fielded by one of the up men at around the 25, and he'll get about 3 yards on the return. So Midland Valley will have it back. And, Coach, this is one where you're not necessarily expecting a great night running the football against the Strom Thurmond team, but you also want to eat some clock and try to keep the ball away from their offense and get a long drive going. Are they doing that with short passes? Is that kind of the game plan, you think?
Well, yeah, I guess they went into the game thinking they needed to throw these short passes because they weren't going to be able to be real successful running the ball, and they're using the short passes kind of like their running game. But, if you throw an incomplete or you throw an interception, it really plays against you. So you got to find a way to run the ball, keep the clock moving, and you got to get some first downs. Got to find a way to get some first downs.
Absolutely, and last drive started off pretty good with a couple of nice first downs, but then the interception. Let's see what they're going to do here. They're going to run a little bit of a kind of an option, and nice run there. So good run, good blocking by the receivers downfield as Midland Valley picks up nice yardage. And, hey, that's a freshman running the football. Nice play there by number 11 for Midland Valley. I said freshman. That's right, DeAndre Pearson. Got a feeling we're going to hear his name for a few years.
And you had number 18 out here on the edge, a sophomore, Kendrike Starlings from Midland Valley, that was really putting on a good block on the corner and was able to get free for 8-9 yards. So that's a great play on first down, something positive that Midland Valley can use to build on.
Yeah, you love when those receivers block. Coaches love that. And they hand it to Pearson again. This time he is just hit immediately and just ripping through the offensive line to get in there was number 22, Deshaun Miles. You mentioned him earlier, Coach. He's awfully quick.
He's been in the backfield almost all night. He's coming off the edge, and Midland Valley's tackles are having a hard time blocking him, and he's just creating havoc in the backfield for Midland Valley.
Yeah, just a step too quick for the line. And a lot of teams have gone to that, not necessarily the meatier guys, but the quicker guys. A lot of smaller linebackers you're seeing, and he was definitely in there quick that time. So winding down here in the first quarter, 3rd and 2. And the quarterback's going to keep it and get the first down for Midland Valley. So good job by White. And we can't go any longer without mentioning the lovely locks on Tanner White. You and I are both envious of that hair, Coach.
I've never had hair like that, and I never will. So
I could grow mine for 100 years. It ain't going to be that long. There you go. Tanner White with a nice run that time. Last year in the Border Bowl, we had Colby Campbell from South Aiken who had the long hair. And White this time in trouble. Scrambles, makes a man miss, and throws a dart to Will Sheehan. So Midland Valley with a nice play there, and that was created by Tanner White using his feet to give him a little more time.
Tanner White is a hard-nosed kid. He's really playing a good first quarter, doing what he has to do to keep the clock moving and keep the chains moving. So he's kind of taking Midland Valley on his back right now and then made some pretty good plays.
And Will Sheehan made the catch again. A couple grabs for him tonight. As Midland Valley now has moved the football into Strom Thurmond territory. And 13 seconds left here in the quarter. And let's see if Midland Valley even runs a play. They're going to let it run out. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter, with the Mustangs trailing but on the move. It's Strom Thurmond 14, Midland Valley 0. Back with second quarter action on WJBF Sports Game Night Live in just a moment.